Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. In this video, we will be talking about the letters Jim, Ha, Kha. The only difference between them is where you place the nuqta. As you can see, I have pre-written the letter with its proportions, but don't worry, we will write the whole thing together as well, so you can see me in action doing it. But I want to talk about it a little bit before we go into it. And one thing I wanted to point out in this video that I didn't point out with harful dal is the preparation curve. So I rewrote harful dal just to show you the idea of the preparation curve. So this is harful dal in its full form with one nuqta in the first part and two nuqtas in the second part. And again, it's not flat, or it's raised above the line in the beginning and touches the line in the end. Then I divided it into two portions, two pieces, and you can see how this merge happens. This part 2 goes up and fits right into place where part 1 ends. But you see this preparatory curve. So for the first move, it's a drag down, and then there is an arch that gives it that preparatory curve. In the harf al-dal video, I didn't emphasize that as much, but here I am just to showing you what that does. When you give that preparatory curve and that arch, you're able to grab the second part and fit it right on top of that. And it's gonna help you start in the right spot and move out to give you this beautiful form over here. Similarly, this is going to be much more important with حرف الجيم والحاء والخاء. One thing I'd like to point out is that the head of حرف الجيم والحاء والخاء is actually a dal upside down. Look at the dal and then look at this. If I flip this over and kind of hide this, you'll notice that it's pretty much very similar to حرف الدال, just flipped over. And the proportions of it are the exact same as حرف الدال, where the initial part, the first drag up is a nuqta, and the drag out to the side is two nuqtas. So if you can master حرف الدال, you can 100% master the head of حرف الجيم. This is why the preparatory curve is so important for حرف الجيم, more so than حرف الدال even. If you look at these strokes and its different parts, there are 4 different strokes that make up حرف الجيم والحاء والخاء. The first one goes up, as you can see, a straight drag up, and then there is this curve. It's not a sharp turn, it's a gradual curve. Once you reach that, that is your preparatory phase for your second piece, and you can just grab this and fit this part right on top of this, so you can start your second part. It's a small raise up and then out, as you can see with the arrow. And then there is another preparatory curve for the third part. That will be where this third part will fit. And then for the third part, it's a simple drag down and out. And with that, the thickness will increase, because as you can see, if you hold the pen at the right angle and you drag down, the thickness of the pen is going to change, because the more vertical I'm going, the thinner it's gonna be. So you get this nice sweet curve without even having to do any twists or turns to the pen. You just hold it in the right angle and you drag out and down. Now the question, we'll talk about the proportions in a second. The fourth part, you start off where you ended in part 3, and you drag down and out and slightly upwards. Right? So this seems straight, but it's a slight upward motion. It's not too much, only a little bit. Talking about the proportions, 3 in height. If you're measuring from the outside, it's 4 the width of the base, or the length of the base. The part 3 of الحاء والخاء والجيم goes out about 1 nuqta away from the head. And the tail, you can stop the drag right where the head meets, and then you can draw this tail out. Those are some tips for conducting it. Now, one tip I want to give on dipping the pen in the ink before we write it. The best way to dip the pen in the ink isn't this way, straight down, but rather you want to face the area on the pen that has the hole that we created. You want to have that facing up and press down to where you can see the ink being absorbed by the pen, and it fills the notch we made down from the hole to the head. That's the best way you can fill the head with ink, and you can even do it the other way, where you just face it down and you press down. That way you have a nice head full of ink. Let's begin with the first stroke. Bismillah. Again, have the right angle, upward, and then a curve, preparatory curve for the second part. You dip it. Now for the second part, slight up, out, and then preparatory curve for the third part. Up, out, and preparatory curve for the third part. This is 2 nuqtas in length. So again, keep that in mind when you're dragging it out. Don't drag it out too far or too little. For the third part, start off, you see how this preparatory curve helped us start in the right location. We put our pen right where we left off. We drag down and out where we meet the beginning part. And we want to leave the head about 1 nuqta away. And you can see that by drawing the dotted line. For the fourth part, it's going to be a down and out. And again, it's going to be down and then straight and then slightly up. The stopping point for this is going to be the head. So I know I'm going to have to stop somewhere in this vicinity. Put your pen where you left off. Go down, out, and you can stop right where you can see the head area is. I'll draw a dotted line so you're able to visually see that. Now for the last part, you want to draw the tail. The tail is gonna extend about a nuqta outside of the head area. This is a simple filling in process. So you can see this right here is a nuqta's worth outside of the head. A tip you can use to draw the harf al-ha is imagining this egg shape, this inner egg shape that's a little elongated on this end, right? And moving around that shape, right? Try to imprint this inner shape in your head. Another tip you can use are these dotted lines. You can draw the head and then draw a nuqta next to next to the head, and then a dotted line down to the bottom. Then you can do the same thing on the other side, draw a dotted line down to the bottom, so you have like an idea of where you want your stopping point to be. Additionally, you can, for instance, create the 4 nuqtas on the bottom if you want to have a guideline of, you know, how far you want to drag out. And the same thing goes for the head. You can even create your nuqtas before you even draw the head, so that you're able to determine, you know, how far should I go out. Again, the tracings will help you a lot in developing these skills and developing how to write the head of harf al-ha, والخاء, والجيم. Once your hand gets accustomed to those writings, This will be much easier than it seems. Again, the height over here is 3 nuqtas. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, and then 3. And then if you measure the inside of this, it'll be 3 nuqtas as well. If we adjust this positioning a little bit. That is it for حرف الجيم والحاء والخاء. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will answer them to the best of my abilities. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.